Yes, man, them chat family. It's a bit of a late start tonight, but we're here all the same. Tonight we've got a very special guest in the building, a local Bedford, I should even say Bedfordshire legend, sound system legend in the house. Yes, man, we've got the original Carlton Neita Dread from the Culture Root Sound System. Does many things, also host of the extremely popular Culture Beats radio show on a Sunday afternoon. And the man's even become a curator of a sound system museum. Yeah, man, welcome to Man Them Chat, Carlton.
Yeah, man. Respect to everybody. Once again, sorry for being late. Obviously, these things happen from time to time,
That's fine, bro. So, Carlton, you want to come and drop it from the beginning? From, where you grow up, a bit of your background and thing. How you got into the music.
How I got into the music business?
Well, tell us about your background first before that.
What do you want to know about the background? You're asking the question.
Childhood, heritage, that kind of thing.
Childhood is just born and bred in Bedford. It depends on what you want to know, Warwick, because what angle do you want?
Just tell us. Just talk how you feel, man. What was it like growing up in Bedford as a youth,
School. I went to Pilgrim School in Bedford. That was my last school I went to in Bedford. On leaving school, I went to college and for a short while I studied electronics. But I didn't stay at college for too long because obviously I had bills to pay. So I started back at work at a carpentry place, and then stayed there for a little while. And from there, I went back to college and studied a bit of electronics and electrical work. So my trade, so to speak, is an electrician right now. But in the time that I left school, I started Culture Root Sound System. That was when I left school in 1979, September 1979. Started Culture Root Sound System with another brother called Errol Spider. Doing blues parties and parties throughout Bedford. Found that we enjoyed doing it. People enjoyed it. And that's how we started. That's how I got into the music business, basically, with Culture Root Sound System, which is about 43 years ago. Yeah.
So all right, you started your sound at 16. What inspired you to start a sound system at 16?
Well, to be honest, down the bottom of my road, there lived a man called Liebert Wallace. And basically, when I used to go to the shop, I used to see this man loading up these wardrobes, always in his van. And one day I stopped and I looked and I asked him, what are those things you're loading into your boxes? And they were speaker boxes. So from that, I was kind of intrigued, and I think he was one of the first persons that really showed me about sound system, because that particular time he showed me his amplifiers, which were valves. I didn't know nothing about sound, but I felt I was just drawn to it.
What was the name of that sound, Carlton?
Heatwave.
Was that the first sound in Bedford, was it? Or was there sound?
No, it wasn't the first sound in Bedford, as far as I know. You're talking about Liebert. You're talking about Stagley and them guys came, obviously, just before him.
Yeah.
So that was one of my first experiences of knowing about sound system. And I was interested, but more interested in the electronic part of it, because I just didn't understand how the speakers work and how the amplifiers work. So I would say basically that was one of my first taste of sound system, So I just before I left school. So what else do you want to know?
All right, who was the audience that you was playing to? I'm playing your first gig.
My first gig was the Bedford crew. It was just Bedford people. My first gig was in a party in Bedford on Warwick Avenue.
Mm.
A good friend of ours was having a party in his flat, and he knew me and Errol Spider, used to go to Dub Vendor and buy tunes, but we weren't really doing nothing with the tunes. We were just playing them to ourselves. So they had this party on Warwick Avenue. We pulled some equipment together. I had a couple of amplifiers and a couple of hi-fi boxes. Borrowed a couple from a few friends of ours, and we done the party. The party was successful. So hence from there, that's when we said, you know, let's see how far we can take this. You know, and that was around 1979. Our first gig was at Warwick Avenue in Bedford, and that was a party. Somebody's like housewarming party.
What kind of sound would you say you was in them days, Carlton? Were you like a root sound, rubber dub sound, party sound, soul sound? What kind
The
of
party
sound?
sound.
Your
More
party
of a
sound.
party sound.
So you never used to clash then, no?
Huh?
You didn't clash.
Again? No, clash was never in our intentions. It was always to be entertaining people, you know. And you know, those days we liked our roots music, hence the name Cultural Roots.
Yeah. But hey,
You understand?
I don't know, you know, I've been in, obviously I ain't been around it as long as you have, but I've been around it for a good while. And what I can remember in the 80s, a dance wouldn't even have to be built as a clash. If two sounds string up, it would just turn into a clash anyway. So didn't you have that issues with like the local sounds in the area from two sounds string up in a hall? At the end of the day, it's just going to turn into a clash, whether it's advertised or not.
Well, you see, I got into many positions like that with other sounds, but my intentions when I built the sound was not to clash with sound, was to entertain the people and educate the next sound that I was playing with. So there's been many times that we have played with sounds and they try to turn it into a clash, but it takes two to clash. So we weren't, Culturalist was really never interested in clash and
just lock
going
off
out and
then,
buying dub plate. Huh?
You just have to lock off. You have to just lock off then.
So I can't hear you.
Did you have to just lock off, or did you play it through?
No, sir. No sign of a lock culture. Never. We just calm down the dance. If they wanted to clash, they'd be clashing by themselves.
So Carlton, who were the sounds around of those times in Bedford and even Luton? Who were the sounds you were kind of playing with or coming across or in them times?
In Bedford, it was Roots Flying. You had Quaker Tone in Bedford. You had Idle Rockers. You had what do you call it again? Prophecy. Then from Luton, obviously it was Sovereign. Them time there. Falcon was around. There's another sound from your side. It's Aggravators. And if you can remember them. Huh?
Was that your sound, Ninja? Was that your sound?
Yeah, man,
Nice.
that's my sound.
Yeah, man. So them
Carlton,
sounds
you forget phonics, Carlton.
Phonics, I'm phonics. Yeah, man. Original phonics. Yes, sire. You good, man?
Yeah, man. You? Blessed.
Respect. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you, brother.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. The last time I see you was at the Basel.
Basel, that's it.
Yeah, man. Respect. One of
The
the
times I
founders.
see you is funeral.
Huh?
The last two times I see you is at funeral.
Well, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, man.
So we
Good to
give
see
thanks
you,
that
man.
we're still here.
Yeah, man, every time.
We give thanks. So even with this brother here, Phonics was a bit of a rude boy sound in them days. You know what I mean?
You don't say.
Yeah.
They were a bit of a rude
Really?
boy sound.
What, Bilal, you used to be a rude boy. What you saying?
Nah, man.
But to be honest, Phonics, we never had no worries with Phonics, cultural roots. If I remember rightly, we were always humble to one another. You know what I mean? So even this brother here can speak for us. We were never into the clash thing. I always liked to go to a dance, and it was always about
Nice time. Your song was a nice
nighttime.
time thing. Yes.
That's right. And sound system. I've always been into sound system, trying to make it more cleaner and nicer for the people. That was always me from beginning up to this very day. So
True.
we're still doing our thing. We're still playing the sound system. We just finished last year playing the O2 at the Giants of Lovers Rock. The full sound system was on stage with all the artists, all the Lovers Rock artists you can think of. So the sound system wasn't on the floor. The sound system was with the band's people and the singers. So that was really a wonderful situation for us. We made history of being one of the first sound systems to go into the Millennium Dome in the O2 with a full reggae sound system. So that's how far we've taken the sound system culture now. We're still here, 43 years on. I'm 16 July and I'm still going.
Okay,
Oh,
that's good.
that leads me to my next question. Obviously, you know, sounds come, sounds go, sounds peak, sounds don't even do anything. Some don't. What's kept you guys so relevant, you know, over the years? What is it? What's the secret?
I don't think there's no secret. With me personally, right? It's sound system. I've always said sound system. The music is always going to be there, right? But I'm always experimenting with sound system, building different things, designing different things. And I think that's what's kept me going. The people have kept me going by obviously booking us still. Yeah. My wife is behind me 100% in what I'm doing. Do you understand? I don't mean 99.9%.
Well, I suppose that always helps, innit? Because, you know, everyone knows that sound system mash up relationship, innit?
Yeah, man. No. 100%. My wife is with me all the time with the sound system, and I love doing what I'm doing. It's what I believe I was born to do, because I haven't come away from what I believe from the time I started to play sound system in 1979, which was to do it for the people and build sound system, keep up that sound system culture. From the time I saw Osborne Ruddocks with that soldier, there's a picture with Osborne Ruddock, which is King Tubby's, with that soldering iron and his vest on in his studio doing some works. From the day I saw that picture, that was me. That was signed and sealed for me. That's what I wanted to do, and I haven't changed from that. You know, so he's a person that I look up to as a person that gave me great inspiration when it comes down to sound system. And don't get me wrong, my brethren, right? It is hard because we're still lifting the boxes. You lift them in the van, you lift them out the van, you lift them in the van, you got to take them out the van. It's hard work. However, it's a passion for me. It's my love. It's what I do.
Mm.
You understand?
What's your most memorable dance, and with which sound?
Which sound system? That's a difficult question, you know, my friend. There are some good dances out there. I think I've had many good dances, but I believe on a constant, I think it was when we used to play with Sovereign.
Okay.
Sovereign Roadshow. From Luton, we've done many dances with Crucial Robbie
Big
and
up,
Scully.
Mm.
All around the country, we've done it with them. So, you know, we played with most of the big sounds in England. The Quaker Cities, Fat Man, Saxon, Love Injection. We played with most of the big sounds. And they've all been memorable and good.
Mm-hmm.
However, I would say the times with Crucial Robbie, Sovereign Roadshow was really great for cultural sounds. That's what I would say. But
Good vibes.
most of the sounds we played with has always been good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Can I back up on that and say, yeah, you're right with that? I was there quite a few times.
Say that again. Can't hear that.
Me say me a back up on that. 'Cause I was there quite a few times. The dance was always good.
Yeah, man. Yeah, definitely, definitely. And Crucial Robbie was a really great promoter. You know, while he was in the business with us, he was really a good promoter. I've had some good dances right here in Bedford at remember Club Cabana?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, man. Club Cabana was good. You know, they've had many great dancers in there. Buja Bantan, Luciano, Morgan Heritage, they've all come down to Bedford. I was on the bill playing as well. So, you know, many good dances, but, you know, straight off of the top of my head, it's definitely those days with Sovereign Rose Show, because they were lively.
I don't mean to divulge, but I think, in my opinion, I think Club Cabana is probably the best club we've ever had in the whole of Bedfordshire.
Oh yeah,
That
definitely.
includes Luton. That includes Luton as well, in my opinion. They had some great dances in that place.
Yeah, definitely. 100%.
Yeah,
You
definitely.
know,
Yeah, sorry.
Sanchez come there, Buja Bantam come there, Morgan Heritage came there, Ninja Man came there, Lady Saw came there. The list is endless.
Yeah,
That come to it was a little place. It wasn't a massive place.
yeah.
You know, Luther Marks, Janet Kay, all of them came there and done their piece. So that is truly an iconic club of I would say the three counties, you know. So we just have to give thanks that we're still here and still doing what we're doing, brother.
Yeah, man.
You understand me?
True.
Okay.
So Carlton, do you want to go into sort of like the radio work then, what you've been doing? So I know you're on a local station in Bedford called Interbeats. It's a legal station, yeah, but it's a local legal radio station. How did you get involved in that? Because I don't think I don't really know you from pirate radio or anything like that.
I never did do that.
Yeah.
Well, how I got introduced to that radio station, I got a call from a guy called a brother down here called KC. I don't know if you know KC.
Yeah, man, Kevin. Yeah.
Kevin Chalice, yeah. He gave me a call and said to me, look, there's a radio station in Bedford going to be operating soon. How would you feel about coming on? And I said, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind. And then from that conversation, another brother called Apollo Dan, you know Apollo Dan?
Yeah.
Apollo Dan gave me a call and gave me the link with the manager of the station. I met the manager of the station. He heard about Culture Roots. He knew who I was, but I didn't know who he was. That was 13 years ago. And I've been on that station for 13 years. My show runs on a Sunday from 2 p.m. till 4 p.m. It gets good attendance most weeks. Every week it gets good attendance. I do competitions, I do quizzes. I get the people them involved. So it's not just a music show. I do interviews with people, try and keep the community together, let them know what's going on. And, you know, I enjoy doing it. And it's the people, 100% is the people that keep me going on that station. You understand? Because when I'm out and about and people say, yeah, I heard you last week or the week before and you played this track, or I couldn't get your competition and I was, you know, I thought it was this or I thought it was that. It's a good feeling. You understand? Because you're kind of keeping the community together and you're letting them know what is going on. So that's Sunday, 2 p.m. till 4 p.m. Sometimes I go on a bit later than that.
It's online as well. You can get it online. Yeah, you go live.
Yeah, Interbeats intobeats.com. Because you guys won't get it on the FM. You can get it on the outskirts, just as you're coming into Luton, you can still pick it up and then it fades out. Yeah. I believe you can get it over Marsh Farm. A few people said they pick it up on
the Marsh Farm man them can get it.
Yeah, they can just pick it up there. They can just pick it up there. Then it breaks up. That's Sunday, 2 till 4 p.m. So, and I've been doing that for around 13 years now. I've been doing it. Doesn't seem like it, to be honest, but it's been 13 years I've been doing it. So,
what led to the Culture Roots Museum? What? How
So
did
the
that
Cultural
start?
Youth Museum. The Cultural Youth Museum, it's like equipment that I've had. I don't know why I kept them. I stored them away, but I just think like we have to still show people about the sound. It's okay to play sound system. Everybody's playing sound system. But what I find, there is nothing to show what we've built over the years, what we've designed, what we've used over the years. You know, I got told there was some museum in London, but that was put up for a few months and that was taken down. So basically, over the lockdown period, I saw I had a lot of stuff and I thought I need a lot of equipment. And I just wanted to show people, you know, what we used to use back in the days, like the old valve amplifiers, which people don't know. So, for example, I took the museum to the E1 Club in London last year, where Abashanti was playing. And the people then really appreciated it. And it was surprising to see that a lot of people that go to these functions don't know nothing about the valve amplifiers. And when I showed certain people, they were saying, what are those bottles? What are those bottles doing on there? I said, they're not bottles. They're called tubes or valves. So it was good for me to explain to people and show them, look, this was built by a brother in London, black brother in London called Errol. It's a 700 watt valve. As you can see, it takes 3 people to lift it. And if you look at how technology has moved now, that's 700 watts. You can pick up 6,000 watts now with one finger, basically. So it's just to show people where sound system has come from and, you know, what we were doing back in the day, because a lot of Europeans are getting involved in sound system culture. Sound system started in Jamaica, as we all know, yeah? Right? Anybody got any things with that? Started in Jamaica, that true or lie?
No,
Right?
true.
Well, it started in Jamaica, but as it goes on now, more and more people are getting involved in it. And, you know, from my experience, a lot of people think we had nothing to do with it. We're just in this thing here. But have we started this thing yet? So the only way we can show people that we started it is show them. We can't, words, people can say words as much as they want. You've got to prove it to show it to
Visual.
them. Right? Say again?
Visual, man, you're right. Can
Yeah,
I
man.
ask you a question?
Yes.
Today I was thinking something where I just said, I was thinking I wanted to do a photo shoot, but me not no equipment, because my equipment them gone. Because I try to think, how would we create that image, what you've got, that museum? So your museum, is it something that we, like for instance, could I hire that museum to do a photo shoot?
Of course you can.
Cool, man, that cool. All right, you answer the question.
Yeah, he's got all of it. I've seen it. We were both at the original Culture Festival, what they had in Bedford last year. And I had my stall and Carlton had the museum set up next to me. And yeah, you got lots of things there, ain't you, Carlton, man? You've got it's a real step in time, man, you know, from the old Gerard turntable, them, the valve amps, EQs, everything you could sort of think of from that era is there.
Yeah, because what Carlton said is so true. It's a fact that our stuff, we know it because we've been there, but the one them behind us now, there's not enough image that they can see. You know, like we look at books and we see things. It's like our music is not in that level, but it should have been.
Right.
Well, no one took photographs in those days, did they? No one was coming dance and taking. And if someone did come into a dance or a blues, started taking photos, you'd probably get beat up. They'll probably say that he's working for the police. You'd get run. So it wasn't a thing, was it? To go and take photos and stuff, innit? You know, that's why there's not really much stuff out there.
That's what we have to do. We have to do something now before twice a child hits us, so to speak. You know what I mean? So as I said, I'm getting on now and I'm doing it while I can. Do you understand? Because I can't do this forever. I can't lift those boxes forever. I can't do certain things after, you know, your body just can't. I'm just doing it because I feel I have to, and it's part of what it's part of my genetic makeup. So that's why we put the museum together. It's a traveling museum. So certain dances, we will bring it and we will show it. We're trying to take it into the schools. We're going to try and take it into the colleges, just to show people our culture, which is ours. Unfortunately, it's been taken, or we're giving it away. Yeah, you want to look at it. This is what's happening.
Hold on, your volume's gone.
Can you hear me?
Can hear you now, yeah.
Yeah, it's been taken away from us, and we're giving it away. Any way you want to put it.
Yeah.
Right. And I can see it right in front of me. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing while I can. Right. So when you're saying about photo shoot, you're welcome for that. You just say where you want it. We'll come down. We said it.
Carlton, I'm gonna be sort of devil's advocate here, yeah. Right. Do you think it's because we as like, I don't know, sound system people from the Caribbean, we don't really respect what we have, and we don't really rate it. We've never rated it really. Like the older generation, oh yeah, sound man, dirty sound boy, dirty Rasta boy, come up my house, but yeah, play a sound system, go find work, all of that kind of stuff. You know, I went through all of that when I was growing up. You understand? And surely all of you guys, Ninja, Bilal, all of you must have done the same. Even you, Skip and Beanie, you must have been through it, right? So, do you think it's a thing that we never kind of like respected the thing, and then we don't give it no validation, and then others from the outside will come, right, and pick it up, polish it, and present it again? I'll give you a classic example, Carlton. Right, we're going back to Cabana, yeah. Now I remember going to Cabana one night, right, and Mighty Crown were playing in there, and Mighty Crown, no one had really heard about them. We know that there's some Japanese guys playing music, right? And what I saw them do behind that sound that night, I had to go back to the drawing board, mate. You know, we was there thinking we know it all, we know everything, we've been in it for time. I saw what I see them not doing, the way they presented their thing and delivered it. I thought, rah, you know what I mean? We had to go back to the drawing board. So do you think it's something that it's we're part of the problem as well? We don't respect a thing, we take it for granted, right? And then other people come and take it and present it again at another level, a better level, maybe in some cases.
Yeah, well, you've answered the question basically.
Huh?
If you put down something,
yeah,
which is what we've done. A lot of people, a lot of the soundmen them have put it down. They get complacent.
Yeah.
Somebody else can see they can make something out of it and do something with it. However, like with the Europeans, this is a business for them. So if you see how they run their sound systems, how they run all these festivals, who do you think is doing all these festivals? It's not us. It's the Europeans. When I say Europeans, I mean, you know, non-black, yeah? And that's what's happened. They have a better business ethics. It's like we invented the preamp. Do you know what a preamp is? Yeah? You know what a preamp is, right?
Yeah.
There's enough of the brothers that used to make the preamps. But the only thing is, they don't run the business properly. When you ring them, you can't get them. They say you're going to get your item in 2 months. It's a year before you get it. You can't ask them nothing. You can't say nothing. But if you go to the European and he says you're going to get it in a month, you get it in 3 weeks. It's all about the business ethics. That's the thing. Because I've been for all of that, where I've tried to work with certain brothers, right? I say to a brother, look, I want this by such and such. Yeah, no problem. You get it in 5 weeks. It's taking a year. But
that's
then
the
I go to
problem
the
with black
European
people, though, isn't it? To a certain degree. Sorry to jump in, but that's the problem with black people to a certain degree. That's the trait that we show, and it's not a good trait.
It's not good trait.
No.
It's not good. And I think with what Warwick is saying, you hit it. It's like you asked me a question, and I think we all know the answer to it. Is we have to wake up. I've woken up over my side in doing what I'm doing, and I just want people to do the same and appreciate it. Because with the museum, we are the only sound system in England to have a sound system museum. There should be more. We should be going and showing people this is us. I'm talking about the music business now. But in other things, we should be doing the same thing. So if I can wake up, everybody else must wake up as well.
Sure.
Carlton, have you got
This is
any
the problem that we have.
Carlton, have you got any videos of your museum that on YouTube?
Yeah.
And, yeah?
It's not on YouTube yet, but I can send you a video of when we displayed it at the Harper Suite and in London.
Yeah, man, do that. Give it to us so we can spread it around the place, man.
Yeah, I will do that. I'll do that after we have this discussion.
Yeah.
All right. Garvin, you had your hand up. You got a question?
Yeah, actually, it's not a question, but it's just endorsing what Warwick and the man was saying there. Just case in point, like the steel pan. That's the only musical invention of the 20th century. It was invented in Trinidad, and right now we've got pan factory in Sweden and in Japan. So them take the thing, make it big, and we ain't really getting this sort of benefit from it. So it's just endorsing what you all saying about the attitude of we black people, especially we black Caribbean people.
100%.
So, all right.
Warwick, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
As I said, we invented the preamp. The preamp was invented in Jamaica. Yeah? Hear what I'm saying? It was invented by us. Now the Europeans have got that. There's a European brother in England. He does it as a living.
Well, lots of things, isn't it? It's you know, you could say the remix was invented, didn't it? The remix, Disco 45. There's lots of things was been invented in Jamaica. You know what I mean? About at least 4 different music genres, isn't it? Has kind of come out of that small island alone. Yeah, from mento to ska, rocksteady, reggae. Could probably throw dancehall in there. Yeah, you know what I mean? So that's 5 actually. So yeah. Sorry, go on, Carl.
Yeah, so basically, you know, I just want people to know that's what Culture Roots is interested in. It's just trying to keep up. My part in life is keep up the sound system heritage as much as I can. It's what I do. It might be your part to do something else. And if everybody does what they're meant to be doing, maybe that might make a change. So that's all Culture Roots is about. It's keeping up the heritage of sound system culture and moving it forward. Do you understand? We're involved. They've got a reggae award called Aura coming up soon in the heart of London, and we're involved in that with the sound system. The sound system is playing an integral role in that, and it's going to be the one of the biggest reggae awards in Europe. So that's on the 29th of July. So that's where we want to take the sound system.
Is that what's his name promoting that? Lovers Rock, man. What's his name?
Orlando Gittins is
Orlando. Is that Orlando's thing? Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So that's the 29th of July. It's in the heart of London. Our sound system is there, on stage, presenting it.
Proper things.
You understand?
That's
so
nice.
This is where I'm trying to take it now, so people can see sound system and understand what sound system is about. I don't know if you guys seen the Culture Roots sound system lately.
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
Last time I see it was pretty up, man. Only for lights, man. Last time I see it was only for lights.
Like a Christmas tree.
Yes, man.
That's right. That's what I'm trying to say. So it highlights the reason behind that. It makes people see it now. Right? People that are not interested in it ask questions about it, come up to it, take pictures with it. This is what we're getting. So it's to highlight the sound system. That was a lot of work there, but it's working because it's taking us to a different your presentation. Culture is about sound, light, and vision. educating people with sound system.
Norman, you had your hand up. You got a question?
Yeah, I'd just like to congratulate the guys. A good idea. I know what sound systems like. Because I used to run I had my sound as well. I started in 69, 70.
Wow. Yeah.
You understand? From London. And I know how hard it is carrying the boxes, putting them in vans and going here and there.
Yeah.
It's a lot going upstairs and all in place.
Yeah.
I'm playing, you know, for another 6 hours. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I know it's hard work. People don't understand. Even at our time when we used to build the big cabinets with all the lights and all them things there, it's the cost. You see, at our time, it was different. Nowadays, they have it a little bit easier. If we had that opportunity, we could have been further than them right now. Trust me.
Yeah.
You understand? It's not that.
Yeah, of course.
It's just the era. But we did the best. That's the thing. That's the foundation.
Yeah.
And I respect serious sound man. I wouldn't even call them DJs. I'll call them sound man. Because they were sound man. They carried the sound. You understand? They didn't go there and just carry a little box of music and just play on a set.
No. We don't do that.
Right. We had the individual sounds. In the original time, I used to have sound. Like you was talking about the valves, this KT66, the KT88s.
Yeah.
Then we have the transformer separate, have to carry that. They're heavy.
The power supply, yes.
Right.
You know that.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then wiring it up, stringing it up, making sure everything's safe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Getting that proper sound in each different place you play, you want to get that sound. You don't want to lose that sound because you respect your sound. You want to sound how you know your sound, you know what I'm saying? I remember Supper and all them sounds. I played with People's Sound and Duke Finn sound in the original times. You see what I'm saying? But I was a local sound, but I used to play around. You understand? Because there was so many sounds in London. Unbelievable. You know, you had Jesus, you had Sufferer, you had Holy Person.
Yeah.
You know, Coxon. You know what I mean? Skyrocket, all of them, and in that time we had little plays, but it wasn't like because there was a lot of songs people wouldn't even believe if I mentioned some names. Because they were in the early time, from when Rocksteady started and Skip until it come to the One Drop with the Dennis Browns, the Gregories. You understand? Steve Hudson and all them original artists in the time. So I respect you for what you're doing and keeping it real because you're harsh. You see, what you thought of is a great thing. I respect you.
Ingenious idea, man. Ingenious
idea. Of course. And I tell you what, a lot of sound men are going to look up to this because that's what they remember of themselves because they were sound man. You see what I'm saying?
Quick question.
Hard work and it cost us out of our pockets.
100%. Still is.
Quick question, Carlton. Sorry. Valve amp or the amp them now?
Sorry?
Valve. No, I was asking Carlton quickly. Do you prefer the Valve amp?
No, I prefer the transistor. It's much lighter to carry around. The Valve amp breaks your back.
Okay.
Break your back. You see, you see the Valve amp, right? They've got a different. They sound different to the transistor.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
They sound different. So if you're used to the Valve sound, that's what you like, right? I came into the Valve amp as valves were going out. So my first Valve amp, which is on the museum, which I can show everybody, when I had that Valve amp, I had quite a few Valve amps. Then all of a sudden it turned to transistor.
A lot smaller.
Like the yard sound. The yard sound started to touch up the transistor. And that's when I started to investigate about the transistor amplifier. And Now, if you had a valve sound up next to a transistor sound, unfortunately, the valve sound will sound completely different from the valve sound, but the transistor sound, which I've seen and I've heard, it's more brighter, it's more got more clarity to it.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
The reason why I ask is I used to dabble a bit in electronics back in the day myself, and
Right.
people always used to tell me about this valve and everything there. And I used to light up and that and warm up and strobe and all that type of thing there. But I always heard that the valve ramp sound was nice and warm and, you know.
It's a different harmonics. There's a different
Yes.
harmonics to it.
The thing is, right, I remember the
harmonic.
valve amps. I used to build small versions, small ones, you know, with the small valves. I started off because my brother was into it and he used to build a lot of the amps. And there was a guy in London that everybody used to check, fat man, everybody. You understand? And we go there and we get certain preamps built certain ways where you get certain frequency cut off so you can't cut off all the bass line.
Yes,
And have the
yes.
mids and the tops separate. And then until Coxsone come with that quadraphonic sound, where you start cutting the tune, so you get the horns come from one corner and it just surround you when you hear it clear, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember them eras. We were they were talented in them times. Trust me.
Man, for real.
So Carlton, where do you see the
Yes.
future for sound system in the
Huh?
UK? Where do you think the
Again?
future is? How do you see the future for sound system in the UK?
I don't
Have
see
you
the
got legs?
future.
Yeah, in the next 20 years, where do you see it going? Or do you see it fading out?
If the big sounds them, and the young people don't come into it, the Europeans right now are taking it over. They're coming with different technology, different styles. The people are going out to them. There's a sound called Sinai from over Sheffield Way. Sinai, Sinai. He's only been in it 8 years. He's making big heat waves with the sound system culture.
Mm-hmm.
They experiment. They invest money into their sound systems. Because if you notice, right, a lot of the big sound systems don't bring out their sound systems no more. I'm not mentioning no names. I talk to a lot of them.
Yeah, man.
Huh? No, man. No, you know who I'm talking about.
I know who you're talking about.
What's happening since the emergence of laptop and all them things there, it makes it, and I understand that. Do you understand? I can do all of them things there. And as the dread brother there says, when somebody calls me to play, if I can't bring the sound system, our conversation ends. I'm not walking without my sound system. It's hard work. But what's that saying again? The harder the battle,
the sweeter the victory.
So you see every man walking with laptop and just plugging it in, and it's simple things. That's not me. So even this year, 2023, the amount of bookings that I've turned down because man want me to come and DJ. I'm not a DJ. The dread said sound man. I'm not a DJ.
Yes,
I'm a sound man. Anybody call me a DJ, they're disrespecting me. Right? And I'm not killing teeth on that. It's not about the money for me right now. It never has been anyway. It's about holding our culture. And what's happened is money has taken over the things with a lot of them guys. They turn up with their laptop. They want £1,000 to play. They plug it in. They play for an hour, hour and a half, possibly 2 hours. They're gone home. How do they expect the business to grow? How do they expect us to hold on to that culture? Yeah? Whereas the European, huh?
Sorry, mate, Carlton. I was just gonna ask a question. Have you got any like any youngsters under your wing that follows you doing what you're doing? Obviously, as well, getting the history, the knowledge, seeing like all of these equipment from early days and just learning the whole knowledge, and is going to carry on what you're doing?
Good question. My son does it. My son plays with me, right? So my son knows what's going on. He's a good, he knows how to wire up the sound. He's involved in the museum. And then I've got my nephew up in Birmingham. Because before I go any further, you find down these sides, down the south side, you know, Bedford and going on into Luton and so forth, right? Wellingborough, you don't find many of the youngsters want to get involved in sound systems. But when you go to Birmingham, like my nephew, I believe when I give up, it'd be my nephew that will take it further. But as for the youngsters coming into it, there's not many, to be honest, to tell you the truth. Because you answer this question to me. How many young people in Luton are building sound systems?
None.
Right. You've only got one young man in your town that's got
Ballistic.
sound
A
system.
lot.
Not ballistic. There's another young man.
Oh yeah, ballistics got sound.
No, not ballistic. There's another young man. Dirty Deck.
Oh yeah, Dirty Decks.
So you think about how big Luton is, and you just mentioned 2 sounds out of all the youths in Luton. Bedford's the same. There's no youths in Bedford building sound system, not one. Whereas back in the day, you lose count of how many of us were building sound system. You lose count.
Have you heard of
I think
Word, Sound and Power?
Word, Sound and Power. That's from London, isn't it?
Tribulation.
Robert Tribulation.
That's my
Robert,
brethren. That's my brethren.
Yeah.
He still have his sound and big setup.
Good. Yeah, it's good. That's good. And that's what I like to hear. That's why you find it's mostly the dub on the reggae scene.
Let me tell you about my era.
Carlton, I want to ask you a question. Was you involved with Lazy Sunday? Give us a little bit around on that, because that was very good.
Lazy Sunday, I got involved through Lazy Sunday through a man called Alex, who used to run the garage in Bedford, who went to the garage on Stanley Street back in the day. There's a place we used to go and think. I got involved through him. Lazy Sunday was really good. It was building up, really nice. We had some good sessions
vibes.
there.
Good vibes.
Yeah, man. Good vibes. No trouble, right down by the river. However, when they done the last one they did, the council, I believe, stopped them from doing it. And the reason was the council didn't want to pay for the cleaning up. They didn't want to pay for the cleaning up of all the rubbish that was left on site. So I believe from that quashed it. They stopped it. But Lazy Sunday would have been something really massive for the people of England, because it was just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And we were involved in that for quite a few years. Yeah, I can't remember the body. I think a guy called Robert and the next lady used to run it. And they were just getting too much pressure from the council. So they stopped it many years ago.
It's a shame.
That was fantastic. Yeah, it was a big shame. Big shame.
That was a thing you couldn't miss, you know, Lazy Sunday, you know. Couldn't miss that still, you know. Seafood Blaps, you got a question?
Yeah, everyone. Thanks for coming in, my man.
Yes.
You know, where did you mostly play? Were you outside of? Did you come up in Luton and go out to London, or start in London, or where? Where did you?
No, I mostly played in Bedford. I played in Luton a lot. I used to play at the 50 Club. Used to do a lot of blues in Luton. We played that place called Dojos. You remember Dojos?
Yeah, man.
Dojos.
Yeah, man. Rest in peace, Trevor Blake.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. I used to love going into that place. That place was built for the sound system, man. And we played in 50 quite a lot. You know,
Okay.
through Cushion Robbie, always used to call us down there, and I'm Scully. So
Yeah.
that's
I
why I
went
said
to,
I had some wonderful times in Luton. Some really, you know, that place used to get ram up. Fiver, no trouble, good vibes
yeah.
all the time. You understand? So
Most of the people that you just mentioned, I went to school with them. Oh, Trevor Blake, I think he was in town in
Drumming.
Beach Hill or something.
Trevor was
But,
drumming.
yeah, I used to have the Holly Street Warriors Workshop, and I held quite a few dances in there, and
Did you play in their Carlton Warriors Workshop? That was a good venue.
where was that place?
It was in the town. It was in sort of in the town going towards the M1 that
It's
way.
like an industrial estate sort of
Junction
thing.
10.
No, I didn't play there. No,
Good spot still.
Yeah.
I played at a place where you used to go. It was like in a park, kind of, and you had to go under a barrier to get to the place.
Marsh House.
well, my question,
Marsh Farm, is that Marsh Farm?
Marsh House, yeah.
Marshall.
Yeah, played in there quite a few times.
Yeah, I did security there. But look, yeah. My question is, these places, like 5-0 especially, didn't 5-0 have their own system?
No, I always brought my system there.
No,
Okay, because
There was never a time that I played in five. Every time I played in 5-0, it was with the sound system.
They
Every
never
single
had
time.
they didn't have one anyway. They didn't have one.
Oh,
Right at the end, they might have had a little brat down thing in there. What people,
Little
but that's when it was on its last legs.
Mostly the sound used to bring their set.
Yeah, man, have to bring their sound in there, man. Get 5-0.
right. So my thing is now, since it's kind of flipped and people just bring their laptop, and the place that they go in is like a 5,000 square foot building, 10,000 square foot building in front of massive crowds, and they turn up, like you say, for a couple of hours, do their bit, and they're gone. They just bring their laptop in and put it in. Now, when the people that hold the venue have a place like that is fixed, you can't imagine you're going to take over a 30,000 watt power system, or bring in your own system and take over the place. You're going to have to use their system.
Those are places that are set up properly. You know, they're built for all different functions. So the setup will be to the max. You know.
Okay,
Yeah.
but my question is this: do you think that it can work again? That you could just keep going around to different venues and just bring
England is a big place. Luton's a big place. There's always somewhere to play. So when people say to me, there's nowhere to play, especially when their brothers say to me in London, there's nowhere to play. I said, what are you talking about? You put your hand in your pocket, you can book anywhere. As long as you put your hand in your pocket and you pay for a venue, you fill out the forms, they will let you play. Shall I tell you what my dream is, my brother? My dream is for either Cultural Root sound system or a sound system to go and tear down that Albert Hall, my friend. Yeah, that's my dream, right?
Good dream.
Right. I'm already in the center of London, not far from that now.
All
Do you
right.
understand? So that's my
you're
dream.
you're saying exactly what I say, is that you should have a place where you're resident and they have to come to you every week.
I don't want to be a resident nowhere.
Okay.
I've had the opportunity. I can do that in Bedford right now. Be a resident.
Same here, man.
I've never done
Residencies are boring, man.
No,
Okay.
I never do residency.
No, but it's your system is there all the time.
Nah.
Set up, ready
that's
to go.
not me.
No?
But
Okay.
you know, you can
I
organize
don't know
that.
your name. I don't know your name. What's your name?
I'm Blacks or Victor. Victor, if you don't know me.
Listen, Victor, I've got the opportunity right now to do residency in a venue in Bedford called Sixes. I'm the maintenance man there. I do the maintenance there, the electrical maintenance. Anything. I've got the key to the building. I can be in there every week. I choose not to. And I've been like that for 43 years. I want people to see and hear sound system culture, because I want the man them who are on this man them chat to understand this. We're losing this thing in our budget.
We lose it. I'm in the box.
This is what you got to understand. When I say Europeans, these Europeans are taking this thing over. And you know the dread thing? they're doing a good job. You understand? They're not messing it up.
They're doing
This
a
is
good
what
job, you know.
everybody's got to understand. But when they come to me now, when they see me, they know, say, they're not walking over me.
Mm.
Because
Oh,
I know I don't brag,
Yeah.
I don't boast. I know you give, Bridget, give me a piece of 8x4, I build you any box. Give me the components and I'll build you anything you want. That's me.
Well, son, predominant boy.
I'm
Can
not
I,
messing about with this.
I'm gonna
I
ask you a
got a few more.
question,
Yes,
Carlton. This
yes,
takeover thing, because it's the same with the music, yeah? Do you
yeah,
feel you've been in it for 43 years? That
yeah,
most of the man them who had sound system, everybody had sound system, yeah?
yeah, yeah,
And then you could say that most people retire from sound system,
yes,
yeah? It
yeah,
was like a fashion and the fashion changed. Do
yeah.
you think that's had some bearing? Because the fashion didn't keep up, the younger lot didn't take it on. And looking at it now, I'd love to see it happen, but boy, I don't know if they will actually take it up. Because to me, it seemed like late because we trained up everybody, those who was looking what we're doing, they now come expert, and like you said, they've gone with it.
Yeah, 100%. To be honest, I've answered every question. That's a hard question there. I can't even think how to answer that question. I'm gonna tell you the honest truth. I don't know what the answer is, right?
Look.
Because I get asked that a few times. I don't know what the answer is. The only way I can explain that to you is I'm going for as long as I can, and I hope what I'm doing inspires the young people when they see what we're trying to do. That's the only thing I can say because, you know, I'm not going to call no names, but the bigger man them who are in this industry, all they're thinking about is the pounds and the pence.
Mm.
And I believe if you're doing a good job, right, you're always going to get
Pound
your
and
earnings.
pence will follow, innit?
Right? It's going to follow you if you're doing a good job.
Well,
And I'll tell you why I believe that. I'll tell you why I believe that. Because I'm living proof of that. Because I've come with a different concept, but it's still sound system. So when you, for example, have the ladies talking about sound system now and questioning you, my missus, all of us about sound because of what we've done, I think we've achieved something. It's going in the right direction. Because everything that every man's done, especially on this chat, I've done. I've got family, I've got grandchildren, I've had to go work. So we all have the same experiences. Do you understand? So for me, it's my journey, it's my mission, just to keep it up for as long as I can. As I said to you guys 3 times already, Bridget, I'm 60 this year. Jah willing, 60, and I'm still going. I go to the gym to keep fit, just to lift the boxes. Just to lift the boxes.
That's real dedication.
Dedication. You see, after this conversation, you know where I'm going? I'm going to the gym as Jazz my witness.
Can I ask you something?
But listen, before you ask your question, Norman, we're gonna have two more questions. Yeah.
Can I ask you
hold on,
something?
Norman, hold on, please. We're gonna have 2 more questions. Norman, you're one of them. And if anyone else wants to ask a question, raise your hand. Yeah. Go on, Norman.
Yeah, what do you think of with the dub sounds that trying to keep some of it in a certain way, but it's, you know, they're playing more dub version. You understand what I'm getting at?
Yeah, I go to dub sessions.
Only for hippie them jumping around in a room, yeah?
Yeah, because I even noticed some of the music has gone really weird because
they call it Virgin Norman.
Yeah.
Your name?
Yeah.
They call it Euro. We call it Euro dub.
Okay.
So the body of them are making the music. It's not for you. It's not for Warwicker. It's not for nobody online here. It's for the Europeans. It's called Euro dub.
Right.
It's drum and bass, or you want to call it drum and bass stuff. Do you understand? That's what the body of them are making the music for. It's not for you. It's for the youth. They like to see the people them jump up and down. That's what they're doing for these people. I go to dub sessions. I listen to Abashanti and all of them, man.
Yeah. I like some of it, but they're going to the extremes. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, it's drum and bass reggae. That's what it is.
Yeah,
because some of it is good, but a lot of it is it's like headbanging music, basically.
Yeah, when I was speaking to Robert, I was trying to say, I said I build up myself now as well, and I go around by Robert all the time, and I sit down and I say sometimes they go to the extreme with some of the dubs because I see some weird kind of sounds. We can do it, but it's just not me.
No,
if you understand.
it's not. Regin, it's called Euro dub. That's what we call it. Drum and bass is drum and bass reggae. Do you understand? Where it loses you. Because if you look at the people them dancing to it, they're not dancing. They're jumping up like kangaroos.
True.
That's what we're dealing with, right? So it's not meant for Norman, it's not meant for you. It's not meant for Warwicker. It's not meant for us. This is what we've got to understand. It's not our natural rhythm. Because I'm sure many of you went to drum and bass dance, and if you hear this music, it's the same. It's just got that little extra beat on top of it.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's not meant for us. Right? Because when you hear roots music, you will know proper roots and culture music. So this is what I'm saying. Them man there are billing it for them because they come out, they ram out the dances, and they're making money. So at the end of the day, take it as you will. It's a money thing. Do you understand? The last dub sound I heard, which I won't mention who it was, I never got back my ears. I heard them the Saturday. I got back my ears on the Tuesday.
Shaka.
No, it wasn't Shaka.
Okay.
Right? I got back my ears on the Tuesday. Do you understand? So because what they've got now, you have sound system and you have loud system.
Okay.
What you've got now is loud system, where when you go inside there, you see a lot of people with earplugs.
Yeah.
So
I seen that.
Really?
When music hits you, you're not meant to feel no pain.
No, you just feel
So
it.
when I came out of this dance, I had Big Ben in my ears. Right? No good. But I call them, my terminology of it is loud system. It's the difference. So, we're just trying to keep, as I said, we're just trying to keep the culture going. If you man can come out and listen to us, you will see what I mean. My next function is on the 18th of March next month with Jatobi Sound System. Now, Jatobi's, anybody knows Jatobi Sound System?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Get up for him.
Jatobi Sound System, let me tell you this before we finish this chat, right? Jatobi was one of the sound systems that I kind of looked up to when I was actually building the sound system. Because with Jatobi's, he's been going for 52 years now. And his quality has always been upstanding. So I would say Culture Roots kind of built their sound off the way Jatobi sounded. And 52 years on, he still sounds crystal clear. Clear and bright and precise. So he's one of the sounds that I've got enough respect for when it comes down to the sound system culture.
So Carlton, if we're being honest, the Europeans, they've been involved in it for a minute then, innit? So if you're talking about Tubbies, that's what, 52 years?
52 years, yeah.
A long time,
That's a long time. That's a long time. But I told you the story about it, Warwicker, about Tubbies, yeah? Can I tell everybody the story?
Yeah, share it with the guys, man, you know what I mean? And then
the first time I heard Jatobi Sound System was when I was about 14 in Handsworth, Birmingham. And my cousin took me to a dance. My cousin's called Rasta Leo Green. And he took me to a dance. I knew nothing about dances then, but he took me. And I went into a dance. And in this dance in Handsworth, as you can imagine, Handsworth was like pure black people. When you went into a dance, there was no white people inside them dances, all right?
And dances and
And I stood up and I saw one white man in the dance. And the first thing I said to myself, is that the caretaker? And then I said to myself, is that a gypsy in it? And you know who it was? Tubbies.
Tubbies.
And they were, I believe they were playing against, I believe he was playing against a sound called Mafia Tone. And when I mean Mafia Tone, it was drawing down, you know, them Birmingham sounds were solid and heavy. But when I saw this man go to the needle and put it down and start operate the preamp, I got the biggest shock of my life. And it was Tubby. And from that day, I was kind of impressed with the way how he carried the sound system. And to know that he built everything as well, that kind of inspired me, so to speak. Do you understand? So that's why we're playing with him on the 18th as a respect thing, because the last time we played with him was, I think, 30 years ago. So, you know, if you guys can make it down to Sixes on the 18th of March, it'd be greatly appreciated. You understand?
Yeah, I think
18th. And since you man are on this chat, yeah, what I would do for you, right? For all of you here, yeah. How many people are on the chat, Warwick?
About 13 at the moment. We're at about 15 now.
If the man didn't want to come, listen, this is what I'm going to do for you guys, right? You take it or leave it. You send Warwick your name, and I'll leave your name at the door. You come in and you see Wagwan.
Well, that's really kind of you, Carlton. Thank you.
Respect,
You
brother.
send your name to Warwick. You send your name to Warwick, and your name will be at the door, right? You come, you give your name, and then you just say you're from Mandem Chat. You'll be looked after.
All right.
And then you can come and see. You can come and see Cultural Roots in action. You can come and see Tubbies. You can come and see Club Sixes and how we're running this club in Bedford. Do you understand? So you're hitting 3-4 stones with one there. You understand?
Yes.
So I'll leave that down to you. Leave that down to the man them who are on the chat right now.
I appreciate that, Carlton.
Yes.
Thanks a lot.
And with that, I think we'll wrap it up. That's
Bro, I think,
no. Sorry, Norman, please.
I'm not joking. I'm not joking, Warwick. Stop calling my name.
Well, who is it then?
Warwick.
Hold
Yes.
on, Norman.
Warwick.
Yes, sir.
I haven't finished yet. You man are asking a question, yeah?
Huh?
Yeah,
What's that?
I think Bilal had a question, you know, Warwick.
Oh, did he? Sorry, apologies. Go on then, Bilal.
So did Smith Sarathon. All right, go on, Bilal.
No, he just clapped.
Right.
He clapped.
So, Carlton.
Yes.
How do you think the music has changed from the time you started until now? And do you think that does this play a part in young people, these youngsters not being involved in the music in that way, sound system?
Good question, Bertrand. Not a hard question. If I answer it like this, because that's a difficult question. I remember driving through London one day, right, to go and do a job, and I passed a shop, and on this shop, it had ragga dancehall, something like that. And when I saw that, I said, "What the hell is that? Ragga dancehall." And for me, in saying that, from the time possibly when the electronic music came and ragga dancehall was easy to make, I think that's the time it kind of died down for me. Because before that, the music he was getting was conscious music. There was no directly slap music. And I think since the electronics come in and it's easy to make music, easy. I think that's, for me, where it went down. That's where I stopped buying music. It was harder to buy music because, you know, we used to buy Lovers. Remember Lovers Rock?
Yeah.
Lovers Rock was like, you can buy Lovers Rock like dirt. Lovers Rock kind of died down and the conscious lyrics start to die down.
Yeah.
So that's just my interpretation of it. I don't know whether it's right, but that's how I felt about it. You know, from the time you could make the music easy and people were just chatting what they, it was, you know, there was no law and order, basically. People were just chatting what they wanted to chat. And that's when it went down for me personally. There was no consciousness. And once you get that, then it starts to go all over the place. You understand? That's how I feel about it. Because if you remember, the Virgin, when Phonics used to play, when Dov and them used to play them time there, we weren't that bad. The music was okay.
Yeah.
And then it changed. And then I think a lot of us after that started to lose interest in it.
True.
So I hope that answers your question. Maybe it's not, but that's just my
It's
interpretation.
down to more of a generational thing, I suppose, isn't it? It's a generational thing. Because, you know, when we started out in the business, even though I'm coming from that 80s rubber dub era, when we started, we thought we were doing something groundbreaking. We thought we were doing something fresh. In our eyes, you know what I mean? So it's as I said, you know, it's generation. It's generation. And I'm a firm believer that you're not even supposed to be into what your kid's into. It's always been like that, from rock and roll to rhythm and blues, straight up. Why are you into what your kid's into, man? You know what I mean? It
doesn't make sense, does it?
It don't make sense. You understand, you know? So
but I have to admit,
but Warwicker,
sorry to jump in. Sorry, bro, 1 minute. I just have to admit, when I started to hear the vibes and the sound system thing in Luton, I was bitten by the bug, man. So I mean, and it's weird to see the youngers come up and not really be on it like that. And obviously they got their own thing in it, their own kind of drill music or trap music or whatever. But it was just weird.
Can I add something to that quick? Yeah. You see that statement you just made. I could agree with you to a certain point, but then I see differently. And I suppose because I'm getting older, I see the difference. My dad wasn't into what I was into. Yeah, that's fact. But guess what?
You was into
what
what
my dad was into.
Yeah, true, brother.
Most people are into what our parents is into because the music that we're playing is you get what I'm saying?
Yes,
I just wanted to
Patrick.
make that statement.
I didn't hear that. I couldn't hear that. You cut out there.
Say that again, Pat.
No, I said when we was growing up, our parents wasn't into the music we was listening to, which was Dennis Brown, Burning Spear, them kind of music, yeah? But what I see now, the music our parents was listening to, we're into it.
Yeah.
Because we're playing our music. We didn't write them tune in them time there, but we write them now.
True.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
True, Patrick.
Well, you have to remember, Bridget, them music were built with bands, man. Now, as I said, it's easy to make music, so everybody's making music, right? Even if you're not a musician, you're making music. But remember, you had the man playing the bass guitar, the rhythm guitar, the drummer. So the man on the drum might say, "Look, listen to our beat here," and he starts drum a beat, and the man said, "Oh, hold this," and the next man come in, and the next man. And they build it like that. Now it's one man in his bedroom on a computer building a tune. So for me, from the time you could do anything easy, then it gets wishy-washy, innit? Where's the bandsman now? There's no bandsman that's building tunes now. It's all done electronically, easily built. Any one of us, they can go and get a program and build a tune. Once something is easy, then you lose that interest, that authenticness. That's just my opinion anyway. You understand? because I love listening to the parents my parents used to listen to, the ska, the rock steady, the revival.
But that's
That's what I've always
appreciation,
played.
though, isn't it? That's
Yeah,
appreciation.
I wouldn't agree with that.
Everything.
I wouldn't agree with what you just said.
Go on.
I understand what you're saying because of them having the equipment nowadays to do it easier. Because those are the youths that do it with sample sound, but you still have musicians that use equipment and they actually play everything. Do you see what I'm
That's the
saying?
minority, though, Norman. That's not like it was before.
I'm still using. I'm the drummer in
That's
my.
why they're getting weird, because those are the ones that are just sample sound, stuff like that.
It all are that way. Using instrument.
You got art, you got music.
Let's have to mute you, man,
Learn
because
to
you're
play
buzzing
all
up.
like that and feel it at home.
All right,
Um,
Carlton, we're gonna leave
one-
it. Give you the last thoughts, your last thoughts, Carlton, before we wrap it up. It's nearly 9 o'clock now.
Yeah, that's right.
So we have to call it a day. So any final thoughts, Carlton?
Plenty of
Yeah,
musicians.
we give thanks for your what you guys are doing. Really appreciate it. It's good to see the man them come together and doing something positive. I love that. You understand? And we need more kind of things like this where we can get together.
But respect to you, brother, for what you're
Yeah,
doing.
man, respect.
Great thing.
Yeah, I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best, bro. But as I said, look, I would love to see all of you come to this dance in Bedford. Yeah,
Yeah, man.
Mhm.
if you can make it, come and see.
Now-
Come and see how we play. Come and see the sound system. Come and see the club. Come and see what we're trying to produce. Also, before I forget, we're gonna have a portion, not all the museum, but a little piece of the museum is gonna be there. Because everywhere I play now, we're gonna be bringing a portion of the. We can't bring all of it, but we're gonna bring a portion of the museum there. Do you understand? So come
Yeah.
and see and come and hold a vibe with us. You understand? You see what I look like. I'm the only man that wears a patch. You can't miss me. You can't miss me. You understand? Come and hail me up if you come. And you know, all I can say, Warwicker, keep up the good work. The rest of you keep up the good work. It's good to see my brethren from Phonics. Where is he? Phonics Sound. Is he still here?
Yeah, I'm here, man.
It's good to see you, my brethren.
Yeah, man,
Do you
likewise.
understand? Yeah, man,
Likewise.
it's always good to see you. And you know, I don't know if you will come, right? But it'd be good to see you, man. Just pass through.
If I can pass through, I definitely will pass through. Definitely.
Please.
Yeah, man.
Half an hour, 45 minutes. It'd be good to see you in the flesh, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
And as I said to everybody, I'm just trying to keep the sound system culture going. As the dread, is it Noel? What the dread said?
Norman.
Norman, as you said, Rachel, the boxes don't get any lighter, you know.
I know, yeah.
They're getting heavier. And
Yeah.
what you man have to realize, well, 99.9% of the time is me one load that van.
Before you go, right, I designed a box, right? Suffer took 2 of them of mine, right? And I used to have about just about a half-inch of concrete on the base. And if you
Jeez.
hear them, doesn't matter if they have a wardrobe there. If I got my 18-inch bases in the corner, right? Just 2 of them there and 2 of them there. It will outsound the whole of the wardrobe boxes you should do.
All right.
And
You hear that?
2 of my boxes, and
Please,
I
guys,
have
no more comment, guys.
You
We
can
need to wrap
imagine
up
how-
now. Yeah.
You can imagine how heavy that was.
Can we wrap up
Yeah,
now?
very
please?
heavy.
All right.
Here we come.
All right. Give thanks, Carlton.
Respect.
Respect
and
for
look
popping by,
after
Thank you
man.
very much. Carlton,
Look
take
after
care,
yourself.
brother. Thank you.
All right, God bless. God bless.
Bless you,
Take care.
love. Bless you.
Bless, brother. Respect.